Hey guys, let's have a chat, shall we? Because I need one. I've been a YouTuber or a content creator, whatever you want to call it, for quite some time now, and I'm starting to notice a trend of words and even attitude towards what we do. And I'm not complaining here, nor am I offended in any way, but I am starting to feel like this is something all new content creators have to go through no matter what. I guess how this all started was I had some conversations recently with many different people and friends. And there's this awkwardness I feel when I say I run a YouTube channel. I kind of get this stare from others like they were in disbelief. And they gave me this awkward stare because they either think, what on earth am I doing, because I should just focus on my career as a software engineer, or they think I am silly to even try this path because this path is for people with no job. Or maybe they just think, given my nature of always being the quiet one, how on earth can I run a YouTube channel? When I meet up with a couple of friends, very often I get this feeling that what I do as a content creator doesn't really matter as much to them. And part of this is because they kind of assume that it is easy to run a YouTube channel. All you need to do is create a few videos, upload them, and you get thousands of views. So when something is easy, the result is often not as rewarding. I mean, that's how we associate the value of things. The harder the problem we solve, the greater the reward. So anyways, I remember I was at this conference where they were teaching us how we can expand our prospects, thus leading to more customers. And one of the things he mentioned at that time is how we can grow our sales exponentially, especially in the era of social media. His example was simple. It takes hours, if not days of effort to turn a prospect into a customer, which is an extremely slow process. But with social media, that's different because you create a video, you leave it up on the internet and allow people to find you instead. So this is more or less the story of instead of you chasing the cat, let the cat come to you. Long story short, he believes that that is the future, that we should promote and move prospecting to the social media world. But the one sentence I remember the most is he said that we don't have to be too ambitious and aim for millions of views. Even if we get 3,000 views per video, that's 3,000 prospects. Now, when I first heard about this and I wasn't running a YouTube channel at that time, it made total sense and I thought it was genius. But if you're a content creator, you know that doesn't make any sense at all and it is quite difficult to achieve. I guess what I'm trying to say here is, in the eyes of a person who is not a content creator, creating content is often seen as a very easy job. And on the surface of it all, it does look easy, right? Everyone thinks that if you want to create a 10-minute video, you just need to take out your camera and start talking. Now, I don't know about you, but I find that rather insulting now that I'm a content creator myself. There were so many times where someone would ask me to help them create a video with me doing all the hard work. And they end the sentence with, "You can probably do this real quick because it is easy." And it makes me mad because there's this implication that they're leaving all the easy stuff for me to do while they handle the more important stuff. Once I'm in the world of content creators, I learned a lot of things that only exist online. One of the main things is that creating a piece of content is, in definition, pretty easy. But making that content engaging and relatable is extremely hard. That's what most viewers do not understand, and it pisses me off every time they talk as though they know everything. And this probably isn't just running a YouTube channel. This also revolves around everything we do. When I was building mobile apps for clients, they too loved telling me to add new little changes to the app and proceed to tell me how easy it is. Well, that easy task ended up taking 5 days of my time. Thank you very much. I mean, just try and put yourself in my shoes for a second. Imagine if you were running a new restaurant which is only about a month old and I came into your restaurant as a customer. Then I proceed to tell you that your business is doing well, judging from the amount of customers you have, and I said your job is so easy and you're making lots of money from it and you can sit at home and let your business run by itself. If you are the restaurant owner, you will feel two things. One, you'll agree with what I say and keep quiet about it because you know that's not the truth. Or 2, you will feel offended because I sort of ignored all the work and effort you put into setting up the restaurant and running it. And you have all the rights to be offended because running a restaurant looks simple on the outside, but there are so many things to consider, from the location, to rent, to chefs, to management, to shifts, to customers, to stock. You know, sometimes I don't know if it is just me, but I get really pissed off when the work and effort I put in goes unacknowledged. People are so used to focusing on the positive outcomes you get from the hard work you put in, but no one really talks about all the hardship you have to go through. I am someone who treasures the tough journey more than the end goal, which is why in my YouTube channel I often talk about the struggles, because I enjoy showing how much struggle I have to go through before I hit my success. You know, sometimes I feel like when people say your work is easy, they are not really talking about you, but they want to talk about themselves. It is like they brought up this topic because they want me to say, oh yeah, it is easy, not like your job that is super difficult. And then they proceed to rant out everything they are unhappy about their own work. Maybe that's what it is, a mere silly comparison of things that don't matter and unimportant. Maybe that's why no one says looking for a job is easy, because we all have to go through it somehow. Come to think of it, it is back to being relatable again. Whatever we say or do has to be relatable. And you know what? These people should be content creators, because that's one thing I learned from being a content creator, that everyone has their own life and we don't know where they're coming from, so it is not nice to judge people's work. And the most difficult part about being a content creator that no viewers understand is how to deal with people like that, and how we have to be mindful with what we say. Some of you might think that people are getting weak these days, and I'm not saying you should say what they want to hear. We should still say what they need to hear. But there's always a better way of putting things and say it differently, but still have the same meaning. Our job as content creators is to create content that is relatable in that sense. I mean, just take a look at the many skincare product influencers out there. They want to sell you their skincare product, so often they start with a before and after video. They might show a face that is, I don't know, dirty or has a bad complexion. You can see I don't know anything about this, but my point here is they will start by asking things like, are you tired of having bad skin even after trying many different products? You know, something along those lines that is very carefully said to make themselves relatable. But there's also another way to say it, like, you have tried so many different products and your skin still looks like the Green Goblin. Have you looked at yourself in the mirror? Same message, relatable in some way, but one is way more insulting. I guess what I'm trying to say here is, don't be such an Everyone is trying to make a living by their own means, and everything is not as easy as it seems. And there's no point in comparing who does the better job, or who has it worse, or who has the tough work. At the end of the day, be proud of what you do and respect what others do. Anyways, I don't want to bore you anymore with my stories. Like, subscribe, thanks for the chat, and I'll see you soon.